Odds are you don't know me, but I've been working on an approach to economics for 25 years. And I think that this, 2011, is the year that we need to attempt an economic experiment for real. There are people all over the globe that have been working on similar ideas, and just in the United States alone, we already have the technology, the brain power, the work ethic, all the resources we would need to convert our dinosaur greed-based economy into a regenerative economy that can employ many, many more people while simultaneously improving the quality of the air, the water, the soil, and the food. And logistically speaking, it's all simpler than rocket science. But why aren't we doing this? I mean, we are at least hip deep in both an economic and an ecological crisis. Just ask anybody who wants to work but can't find a job, and ask anybody that studied biological and ecological systems. If we don't change course, we're going to get where we're going. If we don't change course, we are going to crash. We are crashing our economy, and we are crashing the natural resource base that makes healthy life on Earth possible. The solutions to both of these problems is quite possibly regenerative economics. And in my opinion, the only way we get a chance to conduct a real-life economic experiment is if we can make a quantum shift in our communication. All of us, rich, poor, all of us, regardless of our religious beliefs or the demographics and cultures we were immersed in, or what we perceive our political alignments to be, whether we call ourselves Republicrats or Demoplicans, Libertarians, Tea Partiers, Carnivores, or Vegetarians, it doesn't matter. If we don't begin to think like a species, we may soon cease to be a species. Again, in my opinion, it is our dinosaur economics and our politics that are destroying our ability to work together on anything substantial. Libya has plunged into chaos as Gaddafi's long-term wealth and power appear to have driven his consciousness over the cliff. And just look at what's going on in Madison, Wisconsin. That could be a great opportunity to conduct what I call cooperative problem-solving experiments. People on both sides there have already exposed their political, ideological, and economic agendas. It's a standoff. And it should be obvious that politics, ignorance, and greed are making rational cooperation extremely difficult, if not impossible. Another alternative does exist. I propose some sort of a truce between the people of this world with enormous wealth who wish to perpetuate that wealth and those of us who just want to do an honest day's work for an honest day's pay. I would also suggest that the winners of the morphological monopoly game that's been going on down here have won the game fair and square. Inherent in the game was the ability to acquire enough wealth to then manipulate the economic environment that pertains to one's own investments. Enter the lobbyists. Not only does this violate the general concept of fair play, it has resulted in what I would call negative efficiency, which resulted in the depletion of the resource base and the degradation of infrastructure. Though certainly many of the winners did so based largely on their talents, their good and hard work, the game itself had clearly morphed to reward greed. Nonetheless, whoever won was still just playing to win, so it's easier for me to think that they just won the game fair and square. It is the game itself that is critically flawed. So I would like to propose that in the very near future, we declare this game over. The winners keep their money, we have a party like Mardi Gras to congratulate them, and then we sit down together and in the context of a cooperative problem-solving experiment, get a rational assessment of our situation and collectively propose a new game that the wealthy could be inspired to invest in and that provides the workers long-term honest jobs for long-term honest pay. I think this new game would be a form of regenerative economics, and it is totally possible. At this point, I'd like to ask 2 questions and offer an opinion. 1, do you think people are actually capable of solving real problems? And 2, in your opinion, what constitutes a real problem? And the opinion, if I can change, the world can change. On to part 2, cooperative problem-solving experiments.